Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bracket Brothers, brought to you by SAC Comedy Lab. Please give it up for your hosts, Sean and Pat.
Whoa! Hey, everybody!
Back, baby!
We're back, babies. I'm Sean.
I'm Pat.
We're the Bracket Brothers. We are real life brothers, and we are Bracket Brothers. Thank you guys for being here. Show of hands in the audience. Who was here for our first one, which I believe was 4 years ago? I don't know. Time means nothing anymore. But hey, we are super excited to be back. The nice thing is, Pat and I kind of created a bunch of these shows before we kind of went dark, and so now we're ready to rock and roll. Pat, what have you been? Pat,
locked and loaded, ready to go. We're pumped to see how long this run goes. Hopefully, longer than the first.
Yeah.
It's just a preview episode, and we are pretty pumped about the first one that we're coming at you with. And if you stay tuned all the way to the end of this one, you'll even get a preview of next week's.
Wow. That's a sneak preview, folks, and it's only coming to those who stay until the last second of the broadcast. So don't leave. We do have those metrics. We can find out who left, and it'll be sad for us to know that you've done that. Pat, what have you been up to since we haven't spoken since the last live stream? So what have you been doing?
Yeah, we've been taking the distancing thing very seriously. So I've pretty much just been sitting in this spot waiting for the confirmation that our show is back. Outside of that, I do go to the bathroom every now and then, and I try to eat meals. But a lot of crazy things over here for me, for sure. How about you?
Well, I've just noticed both of our parents, we created Bracket Brothers, but they actually created the Bracket Brothers. Give it up for John and Wendy Rice in the chat. We have also not spoken to them since the last stream. So this is a great kind of, coming back together family reunion. My dog is here. He's sleeping behind me. So if I get really excited, he may be having to come in to take a vote. For those of you who have not done this with us before, essentially what we're going to be doing every week, we're going to pick a different something in pop culture. Movies, food, amusement park rides, TV shows, bugs, and we've created a tournament-style bracket. Something like if you've watched like the NCAA tournament or any sports tournament, every professional sports team right now is doing a tournament, and we're gonna pick a winner. And Pat, do you want to tell them what this week is?
So this week, by popular demand, after one preview episode, we are going to be talking about blockbuster films.
That's right. Blockbuster films. What does that mean? That means not movies you could get at Blockbuster, but movies that broke the block, busted the block. These are like, your big guys, your Star Wars, your Steven Spielberg movies, your Harry P's, all these guys. I'm very excited to see in the chat, I'm assuming immediately, everyone upset with the ones we chose. Once again, hashtag we love our haters. So please, dump the hate in the comments. We'd love to hear what we got wrong. But that's part of the fun, right?
And look, this is an hour-long show, okay? When we originally built these brackets, they were 32 things long. We just can't do it. There's just, by popular demand, it has to be shorter because people need to hear the debates more. So we've got 16 huge blockbuster movies on here for you. And yes, some of them fall into franchises, but you know what? That's movies. We can't control that. But we're talking about specifics tonight.
It's a great point, Pat. You will notice there are a lot of movies that if you look at your top box office grossing movies, like all the Avengers movies are in there. We had to pick just one. So don't be mad. We picked one Star Wars. We picked one Avenger. We picked one, I don't want to reveal it. If you follow SAC Comedy Lab on their social medias, you've already seen the bracket. This is a very interactive show. We're going to be going to the comments for votes. In the future, I've not run this past SAC, but we might be doing a little giveaway. If you print out the bracket or take it onto your own computer or whatever, and fill it out and you get the right final couple, you might win something. But we have to check with Emily about that.
I think that's cool. You guys should be able to do that, but you might want to talk to people. But sounds.
Thanks, Raj.
You heard it here first, folks. Free things are coming your way soon.
Heck yes. Also, if you tuned in the first show, you saw we had Robin Pedretti Kelly on, an incredible guest. We walked through desserts. This week we have 3 incredible guests, and we're going to bring them in here in just a second to quickly kind of introduce them. You know what? Let's introduce them all again here. Roger, let's bring in our guests. Bing, bong, boom. We got Don Trail coming in from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. We got Amanda Wirtz. You've seen her on the SAC stage. You've seen her on the live streams. And we got good old Greggy Coleman, also from SAC Comedy Lab. You may have seen him in the theme parks. He was not recently. Sore subject for a lot of us.
Now, all of our guests this week were chosen because of their huge movie intellect, their passion. I mean, just look at Greg's background. He's got Spider-Man on his wall. We didn't even ask him to do that. That's how dedicated he is to movies.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go around. I would love to hear a quick snippet of why you love movies. What brings you into this movie world? Don Trail, hit him with what gets you going about movies.
I mean, I'm an actor. That's just the thing. I absolutely love making movies and anything, just because, you know, I tell people that the reason I am an actor is because I love to connect emotionally to people. And that's what I get. You get that emotional connection that you get with these films where you actually connect with the character. And I love doing that. So that's why I love movies.
Love it. Amanda.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. First time, long time. I make music videos in my basement with a camera? Yes. Did I make a feature film that was about 11 minutes long called The Blair Witch Project when I was in like 6th grade? Yes, I did. I've loved movies forever. My parents had like no filter basically on what I saw in the theater with them. So they would just like bring us to everything. So I think I saw Beetlejuice in the theater and I was like 4. So I've been seeing great movies my whole life. And that's the thing I miss most, up to and including my friends right now. I miss movies the most. There it is.
Greggy, take it away.
Like Amanda, I miss movie theaters in the summertime. What a perfect thing to do, which we can't do. It's awful. But yes, I made movies, Lego stop motion films that were probably very terrible as a child, hours long. Rode the Great Movie Ride nonstop, RIP. That's where my mom would just call out. It was probably awful to sit around her. At the end, when they do the montage, she'd be like, "That's Humphrey Bogart." I'm like, oh, no. Like,
really nice.
I think that's every mom on the Great Movie Ride. It's everyone's mom.
And I think she probably got off and like, I know all these movies and like trying to say them fast, but movies are amazing. They're lovely.
Amazing. So let's go ahead and get in. If we want to bring up the other screen, we're going to walk you, our audience, through what the seatings were for each region and explain to you why the movies are in those regions. So up first, ladies and gentlemen, we have Star Wars. Amanda, please, we've already talked about this. Star Wars Episode 5.
You know how we all call it. It's Star Wars 5. We all call
Star
it
Wars 5. E.T., Avatar, that's the blue guy Avatar, not the M. Night Shyamalan, terrible, awful. And then Avengers Endgame, which of course is in the space region. All these take place in some sort of space.
Okay.
Yes. Over on the top right, we have Jaws, Jurassic Park, The Lion King, and Shrek 2. I know we've already had a lot of Shrek chatter in the chat. Lorraine seems like she is on a hill. She may die up there. But Shrek 2 is the one that made it. And this is, of course, the Beasts. This is the Beasts region. Taking us down to the bottom left, we have The Dark Knight, Batman, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Furious 7, which, of course, everyone say it with me, Cars. All of those movies feature a very particular car or multiple cars, as we all know. That's, of course, what would put those together. And then down in the bottom right, we have Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Pirates of the Caribbean, number 1. Lord of the Rings, I forget which one. It's on the next thing. And Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2, which, of course, everyone would understand. This is the I Love Gold region. If you remember, all these movies feature something gold that is coveted, whether it be the Lost Ark itself, the gold piece that was made Johnny Depp a Skellington, Lord of the Rings, that fateful ring, and Harry Potter, that little ball, that golden snitch. So that's pretty.
Now I know.
Right. So, of course, that brings us here. It's the first Lord of the Rings, by the way. So this is our bracket. This is what we're going to be fighting over, what's going to move on. We don't have a ton of time, so we're going to get right into it. Just some logistics here. The way this is going to work, there's 5 of us on the screen. Everyone gets 1 vote with a hand. The one with the most votes moves on. Now, what may happen, we may be so torn on a decision that we may take a step back and abstain, which is when we go to the chat. And in those quick 30 seconds, whatever gets the most votes will take over that person's vote. So this is super interactive. Make sure you guys are paying attention. Get those fingers warm to type in, Shrek 2, etc. Any questions?
No.
Oh, Pat, do you want to explain the button that everyone has?
The button.
Yeah. So we have a special little tool here in this game called the Hill to Die On button. And what that means is if you choose to hit your button, and now we have everybody got their button in the mail, I believe. Yes, so you should have a button. And if you have something that you need to get off your chest, this is a heated debate show. This button's going to give you 60 seconds, 1 whole minute of uninterrupted time for you to let everyone know what hill you're going to die on. Because if you see Star Wars is about to die, you have to get those last feelings out so everyone can hear what you need to tell them. That's your hill to die. And you only get to use it once.
One time.
Make it count.
That's right. All right. Without further ado, we are going to get started. Our first matchup, we have Star Wars Episode 5 versus Avengers Endgame.
Can you just say Empire Strikes Back? Can you just say that?
Episode 5.
Star Wars 5. It's like upsetting me.
Episode 5.
Okay.
This is tough. Now remember, this could be your what's in your gut. This could be what had the biggest cultural impact. I would say don't take into account box office numbers necessarily, because that's kind of how we seeded them to begin with. But whatever you want. What makes one of these movies better than the other one?
Well, look, I'll get this started. Episode 5, I think, is a lot of people's considered their number 1 Star Wars movie. It's the reason why we picked Episode 5, because a lot of people, when they rank it, it's a great movie. We're talking music in a movie, which is my passion in movies. I love the music in movies. We have the march premiering in this film, right? So it's a huge pivotal moment in a very important series. But then you also have Endgame, which is arguably one of the best wrap-up movies in such an incredible universe. It's very hard to pin these two against each other. I will say, early leaning, possibly Endgame.
Wow.
What?
Can we just move on? It's Empire. Can we just move on from this? Yeah. What are we doing here? Are we legitimately going to talk about the fact that we're comparing Empire Strikes Back versus a movie that came out 11 minutes ago? Yes. Is it good? Sure. Did I cry? Yes. Fine. But are we really comparing Iron Man to the original Iron Man, Han and Carbonite? Whoa.
Okay.
So you got to fight me on this one, but I that emotional connection, and that's where I got to pick Endgame. I'm sorry. No, I know. Listen, trust me. Listen, I know it. I know
the
it.
Man's in a Star Trek shirt. The man is in a Star Trek shirt.
I got to pick I have to go with Endgame on it, man, because I felt it here, but I didn't get that with. I love Star Wars. Don't trust me. I get it. Empire Strikes Back. Love it. But hey, Endgame. I got to go Endgame.
All right. We got to go. We got to move to vote here. So put your hand in the air if you'd like to vote for Star Wars Episode 5. Okay. We got 3 votes, and then Pat and Don Trailer going with Endgame. That means that Star Wars is going to move on. Pat, you want to take him through the next one?
Absolutely.
I like broke out in hives. Hives.
So next we have everyone's favorite alien, E.T. versus Avatar. Again, the blue Avatar, not the bad Avatar. Although a lot of people hate on this Avatar, which I think is dumb because I think it's a decent movie. But anyway, anybody have an early hot take here? We have E.T.
E.T.
versus Avatar.
Got it.
E.T.
I got it. Oh, Greg, you go ahead.
It's right there on the D, but it's the best movie ever made. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. You can't say that it still holds up. You can't pick apart anything. It's perfect.
I'm clearly a fan of movies. I have my Mighty Kron here on my shoulder. That if I do this, he moves around and like that.
Cool.
And then I have this E.T. Who is dressed in a flannel shirt, which is my favorite part of the movie. Where if you don't remember, E.T. gets hammered on beers, and then Elliot also gets drunk at school. Pretty funny. So.
Great.
Wow, that was good. Okay, wow.
You.
It would be wrong to not identify Avatar for the things that it did well, which is it was very visually stunning and it created a wonderful world at Walt Disney World here in Florida. But it's E.T. It's E.T. It's just.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing funnier than E.T. in the wig. There's nothing funnier than E.T. in the wig and the little outfit. Like that, and a very close second is him and the ghost walking into the door. Nothing funnier. E.T. forever.
Yep. All right, we got to vote.
E.T., Drew Barrymore, and going to E.T. You know.
Yep.
All right, hands up for E.T. Oh, it's a sweet E.T. with the sweet. E.T., get your broom.
Can anybody name the lead actor in Avatar?
Hank Peterson.
See,
sure.
No one knows whether that's right or wrong.
Sam.
All right, up next, we
Sam
have
Worthington.
Batman, The Dark Knight versus Furious 7, which is part of the Fast and Furious film franchise, which I guess now is the best time to admit I have never seen a single Fast and Furious movie. So I am going to abstain from this vote because I don't think it's fair. So y'all in the comments, put either the word Knight with a K or Furious, depending on which one you want to vote for. And I'm going to tally those while you guys talk. So take it away.
Man, I'm sorry, but this is my definitely moment with like it's Batman. How can you not go with Batman? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree, Dontrell. I agree.
I would like to say that if we were going to throw a Batman in here, I'm a little upset it's not Batman Forever because that's my Batman. Homer Forever, Batman Forever. It's a perfect film. But also never having seen a Fast and Furious movie, but I went on the ride at one point, so that does make me a little bit aware. But I'm still going to go with The Dark Knight, even though I, unpopular opinion, sort of find that series to be very not fun at all. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right.
I would go with Dark Knight, but also secretly I'm it's for Batman Forever because a wonderful movie.
Thank you so much. It's Batman. Yes, I want to do a write-in for Batman Forever. That's Batman Forever. Perfect. Great. Moving along.
All right. I do have a consensus from the chat. So Pat, you want to take us through this vote?
Absolutely. So please raise your hand. You will be voting for Furious 7. And that's what we expected.
All right, and Pat, we're getting a little feedback from you, by the way.
A little feedback?
A little feedbacky, but that's okay. All right, up next, we have Ghostbusters versus Back to the Future. This one is good. I can see this one being contentious, but let's take it away.
I would like to start and say that Back to the Future is a perfect film from start to finish. The entire series, fight me. I have a Back to the Future themed party at my house. Several of you have been there. I own an embarrassing amount of merchandise up to and including a hoverboard. It doesn't work. I have the light up shoes. I've dressed as many of the characters, and I would like to now put in a vote for Batman Forever. But I would also like to say, continuing with Batman Forever. No, I would also like to say, and this might be unpopular, Ghostbusters is fine for me.
Wow.
It's just a fine for me.
I have to admit, so Ghostbusters is one of my all-time favorite movies for a very, very long time. And I hadn't seen it for a few years just because I knew I loved it, and it's a great soundtrack. And I watched it for the first time in a few years, just a few months ago, and Bill Murray's character is a little problematic. Look, all I'll say is watch Ghostbusters, but you might understand what I'm saying a little bit. He's the kind of guy that just kind of invites himself into a woman's apartment that he's trying to get with after many no's have been said. But the ghosts are fun. But again, Back to the Future is considered one of the most perfect movies ever made. So for me, it's going to be Back to the Future as well.
And we do have Amanda. Is that some sort of a dog? What's that dog's name?
That dog's name is Copernicus, after Dr. Emmett Brown's dog in 1955. No. There he goes. No. So yes, another vote for Back to the Future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here. So Ghostbusters. I mean, I have this thing for Ghostbusters because we were created in the same year, so that probably aged me. So, but it was one of those things where I always wanted a proton pack. Who did not want a proton pack? I mean, it's even in the second movie. It was like, hey, can I get a little proton pack for my little brother? Everybody wanted one. But Back to the Future. Oh my goodness. I have a thing. I have another little thing with Back to the Future because right down the street from me, the scene where Marty is grabbed onto the back of the truck and he comes out from Doc's house, that actual scene is literally like 3 minutes from where I am right now. So I pass by it every time and I see it, and it's just, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Back to the Future on this one.
All right, I think we got to vote. I think this one might be clear. Put your hand in the air if you'd like to vote for Ghostbusters. Back to the Future with the sweep. Moving on. Pat, take them to the next one.
Take it to the chorus, as they say in the song. All right, we're moving on to our beasts, our monsters. We have Jaws versus Shrek 2. Now,
finally,
who would have seen this coming?
Someone had to do it.
This is a tough one, all right? And yes, it's Shrek 2, it's not Shrek 1. Again, this is the way the bracket's made. All of you in the comments, we love the hate. I love it. It feeds me. That's my dinner. But look,
that makes sense.
This is a tough one. This is hard.
It's not. It's not hard at all. Jaws is the best movie ever made. I'm wearing a Jaws-related T-shirt right now. Jaws is the best. Oh, God. So this is what I was actually afraid of. We did mention Jaws, which does feature a shark. And yes, Robbie is in the chat now talking about sharks. And I thought this might happen, and I do apologize. No one say anything negative about sharks, or local actor T. Robbie Pygott will show up at your house and give you a lecture about sharks. And it's
how they're not
long.
And how they're friends, etc.
I'm a fan of sharks because of Jaws. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing, right?
Yes.
Mira brings up a good point. She says donkey.
Well, I guess we have to give it to Shrek 2.
I hadn't honestly thought about that. Oh, wow. Okay, Devin making a great point. The fact that shark and Shrek are almost the same word.
Ooh.
That is hard. That's a new wrinkle. The new wrinkle.
No, I don't know.
I'm gonna still go with Jaws.
I'm gonna go with Jaws as well.
Let's put it to the vote then. Hands up for Jaws. That's a clean sweep.
Great.
R.I.P. Shrek. We love you.
Mine's a thing.
We're gonna be done early. This is great.
This is great. Probably no problems from here. It probably gets easier, I bet.
Yeah, the rest are really easy.
Great.
Up next in the Beast region, we have Jurassic Park versus The Lion King. Now, this is the original animated Lion King, not the live action one that they did that I think most of us forgot about.
And by live action, they also just mean better animated. It was still not real. Also, to again, the comments, those wondering where the rest of the Pixar and Disney movies are. Maybe coming to a bracket near you soon of only those kinds of movies. But for now, Lion King made the cut.
Bye, Sean.
Bye, Sean. There he is. He's back. I think he's there. He is.
Did I lose everyone? Did I lose you?
You're back.
We see you. You're back.
Okay. Oh God, that's scary. Does anyone have any connection to either of these movies? I will say Jurassic Park is near and dear to my heart. The second date I ever went on with my fiance, we watched Jurassic Park outside at Lou Gardens. It's her favorite movie. It's become one of my favorite movies. This one is going to be tough going up if it wins. Going up against Jaws because those are two of my top favorite movies. But Jurassic Park is incredible. It holds the hell up. If you watch it today, it's better than a lot of CGI and movies that are out now. It's incredible. It's also a great story about the fact that if you life finds a way, right? Remember that? So
I literally watched Jurassic Park 2 nights in a row, like this week, like Monday and Tuesday. It was on 2 different channels, and I just put it on and enjoyed it. Still, both times.
Oh, so. What a good anecdote.
I think
that's why we have you guys here.
I saw Jurassic Park in the theater. I was 8 or 9, and I saw most of it sitting in between my parents' laps, like going back and forth between them, because I was absolutely terrified. Remember earlier when I said that they didn't really gauge what I was seeing in the theater? That was a great example. But it left such an impression on me. I also bought and collected the trading cards. No big deal. Had a couple of those cool hologram stickers. But it's incredible. The lasting power of it is amazing. Yes. Did I also sing along to the Jurassic Park CD? Yes, of course. I'm only human. But the Lion King, no way. Jurassic Park, forever. Also Batman forever.
two words. Jeff Goldblum.
There it is.
A hot take from Emily in the chat, which was just posted, that she does not care for Jurassic Park. Wow.
Emily doesn't care for a lot of great things.
She doesn't like anything.
I will say Lion King is probably statistically the movie I've seen the most, because as a child, I demanded it always be on the television.
Yeah.
But then I grew taste, and I will pick Jurassic Park.
I won a VHS copy of it. This is the most 90s story that ever existed. I had a box of cereal of Graham checks, doesn't exist anymore. And I won a copy of The Lion King because inside there was a special Pog.
Oh.
The most 90s story. You'll have to explain that story to younger people. But I won the VHS of The Lion King by picking out a specialty Pog. You're welcome. You're welcome.
My God.
To add to Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern. Come on.
Also very important.
Those high-waisted shorts, forget it. Forget it.
All right. I think it's a clear, obvious choice. Let's move past this. And can I see hands up if your vote is for Jurassic Park? Another clean sweep as we move it right along to our most obvious section. Gold. Gold.
Classic movie section.
The classic movie section of things that are gold, where we're pinning Raiders of the Lost Ark against Harry Potter. Now we're going with Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2, which is the last in the 8-part film series. And Raiders, of course, the first in the 3-part, because we're not going to pretend like there's 4.
I die on this hill button.
Oh, okay,
Ooh.
Amanda.
Oh.
All right, the clock has started. Go for it.
Great. It shouldn't be Raiders of the Lost Ark. It should be Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is the greatest Indiana Jones film of the entire series, and let's talk about why. First of all, where are we starting? Oh, I don't know. In a little place called the Obi-Wan Cafe. I believe it's called Club Obi-Wan. Club Obi-Wan. And it starts with an Indiana Jones excitement scene? No. A sexy woman singing Anything Goes in Cantonese. What can happen for here? I don't know. Maybe an airplane that they jump out of, and then there's a character called Short Round. Ever heard of him? I don't know. An icon. That's right. Then we see Willie in the jungle grabbing a snake because she thinks it's a towel. Incredible business. We get to the palace and oh, what are we saying? Gonna cut inside this snake and have a normal meal? No, snakes inside of snakes. Also, eyeball soup, also chilled monkey brains. Incredible. Then we move into the scary dark part where Indiana Jones is very scary. May I say, when he gets poisoned and he doesn't have a shirt on, that is the hottest Han Solo / Indiana Jones / Harrison Ford has ever looked. The ending makes you cry, and it is an unbelievable film, the best in the series. That should be on the list.
Wow.
And that's your time. Incredible. Wow.
I ceded my time.
I'm gonna fan you off on that one.
My goodness. That is quite a statement. I'm afraid we're actually going to have to throw away everything you just said, though, because you've attacked the way the bracket was formed, and we've already said we love the hate, but that was supposed to be in defense of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So please, everyone, erase your mind of what you just heard. No, that was incredible. I'm sorry it's not Temple of Doom, but maybe with your heart you can pretend it is. I don't know how this works. We're still figuring it out.
We'll go with
I do want to give a.
one, if that's what
I'd like to give a very important shout out to Aaron Burns, who so far has the best comment of the night. By the way, we are keeping track of the best comment of the night, which is Snape. Why did it have to be Snape? Which is very funny. Aaron Burns. Great, you win something later, maybe. So anyway, okay. I will say I don't really know where I'm voting here yet. I think I know where I'm voting, but I will say
Indiana Jones up here. That's my.
Oh my god!
Amazing. I will say the Harry Potter series is good.
But we're doing the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Right, and that's what I'm about to say, because my favorite Harry Potter is just the first half of the first one where he escapes being like tortured by that family and gets to go shopping. That's my favorite part. is when he gets picked up and it's just like, oh, you're gonna go to school. Like it reminds me of like back to school shopping, like when you pick out like a trapper keeper, but he got like an owl. That's my favorite part of the Harry Potter franchise.
This is a very tough one because none of us really obviously cared about the Furious movies, so we don't have to really talk about Fast and Furious. But Harry Potter is such a large, I mean, it's 8 films. As a whole, I think Harry Potter impacts me more than Indiana Jones does. But it's hard when you get into the specifics because I grew up with Harry Potter. I grew up with midnight book releases. I grew up with midnight movie releases. I watched Diagon Alley open at Universal and worked at it and Universal. And we're both little boys that wear glasses. And I'm Harry Potter.
See, that's interesting, Pat, because I grew up thinking that I was Indiana Jones. Clearly, same physique, hate snakes. Have been to temples. My dad's in the chat. I don't remember if you remember, Dad, but remember when we went on that mission together when I was teaching at that university. We go way back. So like I definitely have more of a connection with the Indiana Jones character. Clearly, I mean, I get mistaken for Harrison Ford, like a young Harrison Ford all the time. So
that's I have never heard that, and I'm around you a lot. But I'm mistaken for a young George Lucas a lot, and he.
That's true, actually.
I can see that. I can actually.
Thank you. So look, Indiana Jones that's a wonderful, lovely trilogy, and I'll watch it any day of the week. But my heart is with Harry Potter here, and though I'm low key leaning on the whole series, which again, there's no real rules to this. I'm gonna have to go Harry Potter on this.
Right, you're gonna go with. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, you're going with the Deathly Hallows Part 2 over Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He's going with the entire series, which is unfair.
Nope, it's not
Correct.
fair. You're voting for the movie.
Well,
All right,
then,
I'm voting for the movie, which also isn't an awful movie. It wraps up everything pretty well. But as a Harry Potter fan, I would love to see an actual like series made on like HBO. That would be.
Do you guys want to hear my Voldemort impression?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, I need a prop for this.
Oh, God.
This is a wand. Ready? This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sean doing, Ray Fiennes doing Lord Voldemort, casting the spell that kills you. Ready?
Okay.
Thank you.
And scene.
Thank you so
What
much.
just happened?
So as you can see, Harry Potter clearly wins.
No, I totally agree with the Harry Potter because I mean, yeah, there's something there, but Raiders though, I don't know, maybe something be with 80s films or action stars and things like that, but
Who's that, Don Trail? Who's that? Who's poking up?
what's that?
Who is that? Someone's in your lap.
Oh my goodness. This is also a very important rule of the show. If there is an animal in your house, they must debut a moment or two in our show. So please introduce us.
So this is Felix, and his name is Felix because Felix Leiter. I am a James Bond fan, and James Bond's best friend is Felix Leiter, and boom. So there's Felix.
Thank you, Don Trail. Thank you. I just didn't want to hide that. I saw Snoot coming up, and I didn't want to hide it. I didn't just bring Felix to the surface, please.
He loves the camera, as you can see that he just looks.
And the camera loves him.
The camera is, and I don't know where to go.
All right, we got to vote. We're losing time. We got to get through these. So,
I just want to say that I'm sorry. In Harry Potter at the Deathly Hallows Part 2, I looked at my husband about 20 minutes in, and I said, real quick, why is everyone so mad at Harry Potter? Because I just didn't remember, because the moment Harry Potter movies see my eyes, they fall off of my eyes. I think they're very fun, but I haven't revisited them since the theater, and that to me says something. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, a near perfect film. Mwah.
All right. Hands up for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
also, I feel like Raiders has more gold.
If we're going with gold, yeah, a lot more gold.
I guess, that is
Gold.
Okay, we got to burn through this last one, and because we got a bunch of new matchups coming up. So we have our last 16th matchup, Pirates of the Caribbean versus Lord of the Rings. We're going with the first movie from both.
Or the series.
This is
Considering Pat just makes up his own rules and votes for the series.
Look, I had to give Harry Potter something to hold on to because it was clearly going to get wiped. Anyways,
he got swept with a broom.
I think for me, it has to be Lord of the Rings. Oh, I'm a nerd, in these fantasy, that straight, was fantasy with Lord of the Rings, and I just absolutely, I get caught in that story and go on that adventure, and I think that's where it gets me. And I know that it's another series, but kind of like The Hobbit. It's just this whole, the adventure. That's what gets me, and then I feel like I'm there, and I'm going on this journey with them, Frodo in the ring, and Felix. What do you think? Yeah, that's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes.
Yeah, I agree. The Lord of the Rings, they're so great, and the journey is so awesome to be like a part of.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going Pirates, babies. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The first one is incredible. The rest are bad, but I love them all. Captain Sparrow was a delight. It's based on a theme park ride. I love theme park rides. Lord of the Rings was based on a book. Books stink. So that's a stance. That's the hill I'm going to die on. Books stink.
Books stink.
All right, we got to move this to a vote because we got more things to come to. I've got strong opinions on both, but there's not enough time. Can I please see your hands if you're voting for Pirates of the Caribbean? Sorry, Sean, and I'm sorry to my father who voted for pirates in the chat. So I'm assuming I've been disowned. But my mother did vote for Lord of the Rings, so I think I just split the family in half. So whoops. All right,
Books win.
books win, nerds.
We have. So if we want to bring up the bracket, we have an updated bracket here. We can see what we have our final 8 that are moving on here. We have Star Wars versus E.T., Dark Knight versus Back to the Future, Jaws versus Jurassic Park, Raiders versus Pirates. Up first, Star Wars Episode 5 versus E.T. Who will take the space region?
Oh boy. Well, look, 2 just pure gargantuans in their industry. Everyone knows both of these movies insanely well. We have wall art in one of these rooms dedicated to, I think, both of the movies probably. Is Star Wars up there, Greg, or is it just E.T.?
Oh, there's a lot of Star Wars.
Okay, I assumed as much.
We got Boba Fett, a lightsaber, Palpatine. Oh, there's Harry Potter. Okay.
Yeah. If again, I've already broken the rules once, but I will try my best to really just focus on the single movie. If we're realistically looking at a single Star Wars Episode 5 versus E.T., I think E.T. stands as a more perfect film. I think it's also John Williams' music, which is always my backing to any movie, is who did the music and is it good. What's that?
One of the best songs.
A guest appearance from Figure and Dan.
Figure and Dan, the modal. So did you know? Does anyone know the type of music that Figure and Dan?
Don't say this. Don't say this on
cannot say this on Zach's stream. I don't think.
Well, if anyone wants to Google what Figure and Dan and the modal nodes, what their genre of music is, it might surprise you.
It's close to jazz. That's all.
It's close to jazz.
Look, we're running short on time, and I hate to push these big ones close, but we do have to take this to a vote if we want to get through everything tonight. So please, can I see hands if you're voting for Star Wars Episode 5?
Okay, nope. I use my button.
Okay.
I use
all right.
E.T.
Time starts now.
No, you're wrong, though. Star Wars 5 is not better than E.T. E.T. is a perfect movie. You're never bored when you're sitting through it. Oh, God, if only I had someone that I love and live with that is in another room to get my minute through. The E.T. is perfect in that it's a perfect film from start to finish. The imagery is amazing. The cinematography, when the astronaut bad guys are going into the house and they are coming.
They're astronauts? I'm sorry, I'm gonna be quiet.
There are a couple police scientists wearing astronaut suits. When E.T. dies and Elliot.
All right, that is the time, Greg.
The best children's performance ever by Elliot and Drew Barrymore. It's a perfect movie. The end song when he's leaving.
Thank you so much.
All right, his time did run, so we love the hill to die on.
Greg may have changed my vote.
And look, if I can say anything as far as the music goes, I had the honor, and Sean was with me, to see John Williams live conduct an orchestra in the Hollywood Bowl. And when he played Star Wars, it was cool. But when he played E.T., I cried like a god dang baby.
See?
You know I'm ride or die Star Wars, but we are talking simply Star Wars 5, as it's famously called. Look, I'm wearing a May the Force be with you, like little bracelet. Like I ride or die Star Wars. But we're not comparing all of Star Wars. We are comparing, and you know what? I think Greg changed me over, and I think I might have to change my vote to E.T.
We gotta go.
Time to shine.
You have to listen. You have to
vote. Hands up if you're voting for E.T.
Oh.
Wow!
Oh my goodness! in the hill. A shock indeed.
Oh.
Star Wars is out. ET is
Like
in. And
Star Wars is better. Search your feelings. You know this to be true.
oh my
I'm
goodness.
so that I don't have to talk about Back to the Future versus Star Wars, and I don't want to choose.
All right,
That's
we gotta
important.
move
If
on.
you know Amanda, you know how big that vote just was. Sean, what's our next matchup?
I think this one's going to be quick. We have The Dark Knight versus Back to the Future. Which one will take the Cars region? Will it be the Batmobile or will it be that freaking DeLorean?
For the sake of time, does anyone wish to die on a hill here? Hands up if you are voting for Back to the Future. And that's a clean sweep. Great.
Wow.
We love to see it. We love to save time. Moving on to the next one. What do we got, Sean?
We got Jaws versus Jurassic Park.
This
one sucks.
Again, I'm going to quickly go off it and say John Williams, the hero of heroes, my king of kings, 2 perfect scores. Jurassic Park, I love music. I love movies for 2 big reasons: practical effects and the music that is made to make them wonderful. Jurassic Park was one of the first big movies to incorporate our CGI, but also still use puppets. And they brought some of those puppets back to Jurassic World, but then they still animated over them. I don't know. We're not talking about Jurassic World. We're talking about Jurassic Park. And while Jaws is maybe an actual perfect movie, Jurassic Park is just a cinematic masterpiece of adrenaline, of emotion, of dinosaurs. It's life finds a way, just like that pin right there. It's, to me, Jaws is a wonderful and perfect movie, but it is Jurassic Park all the way for me personally.
So if this vote has to go down to the audience, I'm gonna just remind my lovely women out there. Remember what they said in the movie: God created dinosaur, God destroyed dinosaur. God created man, man created dinosaur. Dinosaur eats man, woman inherits the earth. Just saying.
I love you, Montreal. I love you so much. I just fell in love with you. That you said that all from memory.
Wait, Don Trail, are you saying that you want to abstain from this and let the audience take your vote here?
No, no, because I want to make sure Jurassic Park. I love you, audience, but I got to make sure Jurassic Park goes.
All right, we don't have much time.
I will say this
go ahead, Greg.
little thing. I think we're all going Jurassic Park, but I will say if it wasn't for Jaws, we wouldn't have summer blockbusters, and we wouldn't really have Jurassic Park. But I know that what this is going for. So,
all right, let's go ahead and vote. Put your hand up if you want to vote for Jaws.
And we respect the vote. We respect the vote.
Close.
All right.
Jurassic Park moves on. Next up, who's going to win that gold region? Is it Raiders of the Lost Ark or Pirates of the Caribbean, depending on how you want to pronounce it?
Wait, did Pirates win or did Lord of the Rings win?
Oh,
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, let me change the PowerPoint. I think I got overly zealous that I wanted it to win. I mean, you caught me. Good job. That was a test.
I will say Raiders because, again, John Williams score. It's so thrill. It's quite an adventure from start to finish.
It's iconic. And look, I would say that Marion would kick Elizabeth Swann's booty, especially in a drinking contest. I'm going Raiders forever.
To call it back, I'm not a snake person, so snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? Gotta go with Raiders.
Yeah.
All right, I think this one might be a close. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Lord of the Rings. Anybody want to die on a hill before we go to vote here?
Put Lord of the Rings into Mount Doom. Am I right, guys? It's the only way to destroy it. You got to put it into Mount Doom. I just high-fived a friend off camera. So
No.
Cool.
We all know
right.
that you are alone. In quarantine.
really alone.
In quarantine.
Yeah, I'm poor. I'm actually. No one's here except my husband.
All right, hands up if you are voting for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, a clean sweep.
Wow.
That brings us to our final four, and we do not have much time, so we're going to have to punch through this. So up first, we have E.T. versus Back to the Future.
I'm going to go out and say Back to the Future. Though I love E.T., I mean, it's great. There is no part, like there's a lot of E.T. that stresses me out, and it's upsetting and hurtful. But there is no part of Back to the Future where you're not sitting there with a big old grin on your face and you're like, this is the best. This is great for a million reasons. You have an incredible soundtrack. You have great characters. You have skateboarding. You have time travel. It's everything. That dance at the end, I'm sorry, but if you are not crying at the end because you are just so happy and filled with emotion, you're dead inside. Back to the Future, it wins.
Okay.
Vote for Goldie Wilson. That's all I got to say. Vote for
Mayor.
All right. Let's go ahead. Hands up. Here we go, Greg.
I mean, if you're crying at the end of Back to the Future, boy, wait till you get to the end of E.T. He touches his little heart. Oh my goodness, you are gonna be bawling in the aisle.
Oh boy.
No, it's Back to the Future. It's a romp. It's a straight up romp.
Enchantment Under the Sea dance. You can't. Come on. How many school dances were named Enchantment Under the Sea dance because of that film? I'm sorry.
At my wedding, we played Johnny Be Good, and we played Earth Angel, followed by Johnny Be Good. I mean, it's iconic. Come on. My husband in our wedding vows told me I was his density. Come on. It's
all right. Clearly, Amanda has some very emotional ties.
How many people called collect and was like, E.T. phone home, right? Classic lines.
That's not the line.
Remember, there's a Star Wars reference in there. Remember that. Darth Vader came down from planet Vulcan and told me he'll melt my brain if I don't act right now. Come on.
All right, we gotta vote.
We gotta do it.
Oh my
All right,
God.
hands up.
He's a perfect movie.
Hands up for E.T.
Oh,
That moves on to the final.
That hurts.
Oh my God.
That hurts.
All right. Last one, we have Jurassic Park versus Lord of the Rings. Right?
All right.
No,
I
Raiders
think
No.
Raiders.
Oh.
What's happening to you?
Get your gold movies right.
Which ones is it? All right. Is it
Jurassic Park versus Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Ooh, it rhymes.
Jurassic Park.
All right. This is big.
My fiance is watching this. She heard me vote for Jaws over Jurassic Park. We are in a fight, so I do have to vote for Jurassic Park now. Sorry.
So you're going
Yep. I'm gonna go Jurassic Park because I think of it as if I was sitting down right now and both were on, which one would I tune into? I'm going to Jurassic Park.
That's a good litmus test. I like that.
Yeah. And I think, Jurassic Park.
I'm going to go with the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I know what I'm going to vote for, and we have to save time for our final matchup, so we're going to put it to a vote. Ladies and gentlemen, hands up if you're voting for Jurassic Park. Almost a clean sweep. All right.
I love them both, and I'm with Dontrell. It's really going to depend on what I'm in the mood for that day. Like this, we could do this exact same show tomorrow, and my stuff would be different. It's just my mood.
We do not have the time.
I'm sad, and I need happy movies. Let's give me happies. Give me the happies.
Right. Mira voted in for Donkey, so
another good vote.
It could still make it. Okay, we are at our final matchup. We have Back to the Future versus Jurassic Park. This is incredibly difficult. We have about 5 minutes left to discuss. Let's use it up. Who wants to talk either of these?
I'll get this out real quick, but it would be an easier choice if it was E.T. and Jurassic Park. That's all I'm saying.
I'll get this out real quick. That would be a harder choice for me, actually, because to me, there is a clear winner here. And though it might put the balance of my friendship with Amanda in danger. Jurassic Park.
Wait. Your clear winner is. Wait, what?
My clear winner here is Jurassic Park. Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna back Pat up just out of spite that E.T. or Back to the Future be E.T. So Jurassic Park for sure.
This is okay. This now we're all having a couple of ha-has.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah, no, that's come on.
Hey, dude, do we have enough time for that button to be hit?
Yeah, hit it, baby.
I'm hitting this button right.
Montreal has used his button.
Yeah, Back to the Back to the Future is so iconic. And the science fiction and you know the gig. Who knew what a gigawatt was until this movie? I mean, seriously, a flux capacitor. How many people in their science projects or school science projects tried to build a flux capacitor? And this movie cannot. I mean, it wraps in the nerd. It wraps in, has the love story. It has the action, and everything. Everything. Come on. Calvin Klein. That I wear Calvin Klein underwear because of that. like seriously, skateboarding, hoverboards, all that great stuff. Like, come on, like it. Oh, sorry, I jumped into the next. But hey, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, I there's no way that you cannot pick this film because I mean it's
time.
It's a great button. That's a great hill to die on.
That's a great hill to die on. And look, I don't think anyone here would look anyone in the eyes and say that Back to the Future is a bad movie. It's an incredible movie. It's been like scientifically proven that it's actually the most perfect movie ever made as far as like the pacing goes, because like it's like always engaging. There's always something great happening. It's a wonderful, incredible, great movie
I'm glad we settled it. It's over.
Created a wonderful franchise.
But like Alex says, remember when the dinosaur's toes were tapping because he was waiting? Back to the Future doesn't have that. Back to the Future doesn't have a raptor opening a door handle. So
that is true.
I will argue that Jurassic Park is the more quotable movie. I think there's more quotable lines from Jurassic Park than Back to the Future.
There's like 4.
Whoa!
They are used. Quotes from Jurassic Park are used more in everyday life than Back to the Future quotes are used.
Hello, McFly. McFly. Hello, McFly.
This is the most controversial take, Pat, because you're wrong. Unless you're counting dinosaurs like roaring, then you are incorrect. There are like
give me 5 quotes from Back to the Future immediately that like you hear like.
Hello, McFly. Think, McFly. Think.
Where are we going? We don't need roads.
I'll give you that one.
88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Great Scott.
Great Scott.
This is heavy. This is heavy. Slacker. Your father's a slacker. Everyone was a slave.
Your cousin, Marvin.
Hey, butthead. Make like a tree and get out of here.
Guys, we could do this all day.
I reckon 3 of those I hear in every day. I've none of those other ones are. Look.
What do you hear every day from Jurassic Park?
The people need to. What do you hear from Jurassic? Hold on to your butts.
I'm sorry. Devin,
we got dots in here.
Devin says Jurassic Park transcends generations. What are you literally? Why are you trolling me? I don't understand. That's what the point of Back to the Future is. It's going through generations. What are you talking about?
All right, guys. It's after 9. We've officially used our time.
Oh my God.
The vote of votes is happening. Feel free to vote in the chat as well. But the moment you've all been waiting for, please raise your hands if you are voting for Back to the Future.
Wrong.
Oh, and a guest vote from the dog. Back to the Future is our winner! Winner!
And you know who's thrilled about it? My dog. Hold on. There he is. My dog Copernicus, named after said film. Look at him. Look at him. Look at how happy he is. He's thrilled. Also, yes, that's an Infinity Gauntlet that he has.
Right.
Adam, I hate this show too. Yes, Jurassic Park should have won, but hey, we don't all get to see what we should have won.
we are out of time. Thank you guys all for watching. Real quick, if our guests have anything you'd love to plug, please do so at this time. Anyone?
I believe E.T. you can find it streaming anywhere.
Wear a mask. Stay at home.
Wear a mask. Stay at home.
That's my big plug. Stay at home. Wear a mask.
Hey, yeah, follow me and on any kind of social media, Dontrell Brenton. No one else in the world has his name, so.
Yeah, I think so. Next week, please tune in, same time, same place, and we will be going through our bracket of the top 16 fast food.
Yes.
Sorta? Yes,
fast
good.
food restaurants. That is going to be our bracket next week. Tune in. Make sure that your favorite fast food restaurant wins or loses, or who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We're going to have brand new guests. But thank you to you three. This was incredible. That's it. Thank you so much to SAC Comedy Lab. If you feel up to going out and having a good time, they are back. SAC is reopened Fridays and Saturday nights. Everybody's in masks, super safe, super clean. Go and check that out. Keep the theater up and going. There are live shows every night now. I don't even know what's coming up next, but they're all incredible. That's it. And shout out to Alex and VK who were on the show before us. If you missed that, make sure you don't miss it next week. Do a double feature next week, 7 and 8. That's it. Thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll see you next time on Bracket Brothers.
Woo-hoo!